So most of you know that Trickster got reworked, right? I mean, it was supposed to be a buff, but not really. Since nostalgia hit me like a truck, I really wanted to know and show how much of a difference it feels like, you know, for me. For example, we have like a couple of things that I miss and they don't add it back. So yeah. But first, I want to talk about ramp up. Ramp up means Trickster would increase his throw rate based on how long he would throw. Even though ramp up it was capped like for throw rate. Well, there were some add-ons like Spin Soda and Jimun's Autograph that would allow you to ramp up even faster. That playstyle was called Machine Gun Trickster. Quite literally, you are a machine gun throwing a bot faster than people could react. Why was that good? It added some sort of variety and pressure, because imagine trying to drop a pallet in front of you, trying to vault a window. Well, all Trickster would just injure you on the spot. Also bear in mind that all Trickster had a slight issue for some players, such as the recoil, which for me was not that much of an issue, but for control players was obviously a massive issue. If you played all Trickster, you know what I'm trying to say. Let's make a scenario. So imagine this. You are in chase trying to stack up the ramp up, but whoops, your recoil suddenly jumps up to the moon. What are you supposed to do? Well, at least on PC, you could adjust your recoil by tapping the power. I mean, that was the beauty of the Trickster. Once you mastered it, you know what to do. Because all tricks was very punishing. Now just imagine having the recoil plus the spread, also called cone of fire, and also being slowed down to 3.68 meters per second. That means 92%. Yes, Trickster was slowing down even more while throwing players, so that's why we're just tapping the power instead of holding it. Imagine playing 4.4, looping against the rock, trying to use blades, and then Survivor gets another 3 loops around the rock. 3 loops. That's crazy. Okay, let's compare some add-ons now. Right now, Memento Blades, that is still bugged till this day, since release date in the patch 7.4.0, it's still bugged. Well, now Memento Blades increases the delay between each knife throw by 10%, about from 3.33. That allows you to throw blades at 3.7 blades per second, I think. Math is my weak point, so if I'm wrong, you can correct me. Then we had Spin Soda and Jimun's Autograph, allowing you to start throwing throw rate from 3, but there is one plus. Mental Blades for some reason increases your throw rate in main event from 5.52 plays per second to 6.15 plays per second, which again, in theory, it should sound insane. But in reality, pretty much you never get a good main event. Let's move on the next add-on that I loved, and it's called Death Throws Compilation. This add-on, in my humble opinion, added so much skill towards Trickster. So let's go back, see what this add-on does. Death Throws Compilation was replenishing your knives every time you use main event. Again, this add-on was requiring accuracy, and it rewarded people for being accurate. But with this add-on, there was a strategy called No Reload Trickster that I loved. Back in the day, main event used to take 30 blades to gain it. But like, how would you reach main event? And how do you play an entire game without reloading? It's unreal. Right? Pretty much, yes. There were some players such as Vacek and myself using Death Throws Compilations with Bloody Boa that allowed us to use the extra blades from Boa. So if you do the math, which I already told you that I suck at, 44 plus 8 equals 62, it would be about 60% accuracy. Now again, 60% accuracy. Sounds a lot, but in reality, yeah, it's kinda a lot. For some players, hitting a 30% accuracy sounds a lot. Well, skill issue, if you ask me, but I can't blame them. No one wants to play Trickster anyway. Anyway, main event was also 10 seconds long, and using the right place, you would get that down in seconds. As Trickster, how many people faster than Nerds did? Can you believe that? Trickster downing fast. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like now, if you don't use main event, you lose chase, and if you use it immediately, well, the survivor has like a bit of brain, no offense towards anyone. They can pre-run before his main event, and let's say you get depressed on the spot and contemplating about life choices. Also in the release Trickster after PTB 7.4.0, Jackie released basically, Trickster got normal event. Exactly. Trickster was throwing slower than I could react. It felt sluggish and the devs changed it, I think after like a week. I don't really remember that. Why they didn't change it earlier? I have no idea. But whatever, they brought main event back and I think was faster than before, so I guess W. Oh, there are also some add-ons that I don't want to cover right now because there are a lot of add-ons that now are like completely useless. Let's talk about, remember the goated Spin Soda and Jimun's Autograph? Well, in this rework they became completely pointless. Instead, they were increasing the timer before a combo ends. You don't understand why they do that. I guess you can get you love later. I don't know. Combo system was terrible and still is, in my opinion. Because if you miss one blade out of 6, you get a D combo that increases main event by 1 second. I mean, 1 second should be useful, right? It could be, but since you have 5 seconds main event, that makes it a bit too hard to use it in the right choice. And that's why you would like to run Tequila or Watch. But to close the video in a good way, let's talk about one of the best design add-ons we got with this rework. Iridescent photo card. In the PTB was pretty busted. It gives you 1% haste per blade hit. But in PTB, even if you injure them, you still are allowed to keep the 7% if you stack it. Well, in release, they removed it. You couldn't do that anymore. You can still stack movement speed up to 7%, but now it goes down when you injure someone, or like when you down someone. Also, there is a bug that allows you to keep the haste if you don't miss a survivor on the last blade while main eventing, but shh, you don't know that from me. Now, with Iridescent photo card and metal blades are a Trickster must to be able to chase in areas like Shack or main building, but it also affects chases and how fast you down them. Well, overall, that was my rant. I was a Trickster main for like 3 years and I wanted to actually show how I feel about him. Until next time.